as far as bass fishing goes, there may not be a more exciting way to catch a fish than with a topwater frog. And this tip has to deal with actually the correct way to rig one of these paddle tail type frogs, the type of hook that we use, the type of line that we use, and then using the correct rod. And that'll really help you not only get a lot more strikes, but get them in the boat, because that's one of the things about frog fishing is that sometimes, you know, you get plenty of bites, but you don't put a lot of them in the boat. So over the years, I've come to learn kind of what I need to do and the type of equipment that really makes frog fishing a whole lot better. And the first thing is selecting the proper hook. This particular hook is a VMC swim bait hook, but it's also great for frogs too. And it has a little keeper in the front of the hook, a screw-in eye, and that's really important that you have a hook that has that type of attachment right there, because if you just use a regular offset hook, a lot of times when you get a bite and you set the hook, the frog balls up on the hook. So by having that screw-in eye, you can take the head of the frog and simply just screw it right in, and that keeps it snug right up against the end of the hook and won't let it slide down when you get bit. So very, very simple little thing that helps quite a bit. And then after you've got your frog screwed up in there, you can just take it and bury it back, make sure it's straight on the hook, and then bury it back in and make it weedless. And sometimes what I'll do is I will make it offset just a tiny bit. That helps you get a few more fish in the boat and keeps them hooked up too. So just a tiny offset of your hook rather than being straight. And that'll make your frog run straight too. You don't have to worry about that. The second thing is, what kind of line do we use? Now you can, you know, certainly fish with whatever you like, but the best type of line that I have come across is braided line, because braided line doesn't have any stretch. So the minute that fish blows up in the frog and eats that frog, you're going to get a 100% positive hookup. There's no stretch at all involved. He's going to come up and eat that frog. Your line's not going to stretch, and you're going to have penetration with the hook point. So monofilament line stretches too much, and the braid seems to cut through it really nice. If you get a big fish on way back in the grass and the weeds, you can actually get that fish out. So dual purpose, better hookups, and also better chance to get the fish out of the grass. And the last thing is the type of rod that I'm going to fish with. Now you need a fairly, you know, lengthy rod. I use a flip and stick, but I use one that has a fairly soft tip to it. Not real spongy, but something that's got enough tip where I can throw the frog real nice, but also when the fish comes up and bites it, the rod isn't so stiff that it actually pulls the frog out of the fish's mouth. So when the fish bites it, there's going to be a little bit of bow in the rod, going to act a little bit like a shock absorber. You're going to get more positive hookups doing this as well. So the right line, the right hook, the right rod, throw your frogs around some cover, and that's the deal. Until next time, I'm Mike DelVisco. I'll see you on the water. And for more bass fishing info, log on to FINS'nTALES.com or like them on Facebook. Fins and Tales, your hotspot for bass fishing stories, videos, people, places, events, how-tos, product reviews, and so much more.